Hello everyone and welcome you all to another chapter of the t-shirt design in Illustrator tutorial. So now we are on our chapter number 5 and here I'll be showing you guys logo t-shirt design in Illustrator. Okay, so I'll be showing you how you can create a logo t-shirt design. I'll just give you the mock-up at the end. I'll be showing you how you can use your shapes all around and also how you can use the transparency mode and a lot of things there as well. Okay, so let's not waste time and let's get started on creating a logo t-shirt design in Illustrator. So here, as you can see, I am here in the homepage of the Adobe Illustrator. And from here, I'll be creating a new file. So from here, I will just change the name to logo t-shirt design. Okay, logo t-shirt design, and I'll just save this thing up. Okay, these are set over here. Okay, but what I cannot actually do is I can just take this thing into pixels as well. Okay, I can just take up a different size. So here I'll just take something in pixels. Okay, so for me I'll come over here and now I'll just take 1080 pixels to 720. Okay, so I'll just take 720 from here, and I do have my artboard. My blade is 10 pixels now, CMYK color, and what I'm going to do is now I will create a file. Okay, so here as you guys can see, I do have created a file, and now I will come here in my shape toolbar. So from here ellipse, what I'll do is I will put up a width of 400. Okay, so 400 over here and 400 down here. Okay, so I'll just create two boxes and I'll click on OK. And now I'll just click here again and I'll click on OK, or I'll just go back. I'll click here and now I will just change this thing to 320. Okay, so 320 pixels the width and also 320 pixels the height. So I'll just click on OK from here and I'll just go back and come here, select the selection tool and just bring this here somewhere in the center. And now I'll just bring this thing somewhere here in the center as well. Okay, so as you can see, I do have two rounded shapes. And now what I'm going to do is I want to duplicate this one and want to create some shapes. Okay, so for that, what I'll do is I'll just click on Shift Alt. Okay, so I'll just click on Shift and Alt and now I will just intersect from this side. Okay, so here as you guys can see, I have intersected from this side and I'll do the same for this side here as well. So again, I will just come here and as you guys can see, I am just making some kind of shapes over here. Okay, so again, I'll just come with this middle one over here and again, I will just click on Alt and with that, I will just intersect here in the middle. Okay. And again, I'll come here and I'll just click on Alt and here I will just intersect and I'll just make some boxes. So as you guys can see, I do have all these shapes over here. And what I'm going to do is I'll just select all of this. As you guys can see, I do have selected all these layers from here. And what I can do is I can just come here, okay, in the shape builder tool option. And here, as you guys can see, I can just join these things up. So here again, I'll just make a shape. Okay, so I'll just click on my mouse over here. And as you guys can see, I am just making a shape over here. So here you guys can see I have created a shape down here. And now what I can do is I can just create another ones over here. So now again, I'll come here. I will select this one and I will just bring this one somewhere around here. And as you guys can see, I have made another shape over here. And what I'm going to do is now I'm going to make another shape. So now what I can do is I can come right up here. Okay. And I can just make boxes around. And again, what I can do is I can just come here and I can just make box. Okay, so I can just go back. Okay, so if I go back over here, okay, so I'll just come here, select this layer and this top layer over here. Okay, so I have just made a shape around here as well. And what I can do is I can just make some shapes around here. Okay, so I'll just go back again. And now I can just come here. And with all this, I can just make another shape. And here also, I'll just join this thing over here and I can just take this in as well. Okay, so here I will just join this thing. Okay, so now here you guys can see I do have a sequence over here. Okay, so there is a sequence and I'm going to create some design through this thing. Okay, so now again, if I want to change any point somewhere, I can just do that. So, okay, with this direct selection tool, if any angle or anything as such, I want to change, but I'll just keep this thing quite like this for now. And what I can do is so now what I'll do is I'll just select all this thing. Okay, so I'll just select all this thing up, select this selection tool, and I'll just swap this thing. Okay, so here as you guys can see, I have just swapped the fill color. So after this, again, I'll select my shape builder tool. Okay, so I do have my shape builder tool over here. And as you can see, I'll just delete this one using Alt. It becomes a minus. So here I will just delete this space. And again, I'll just select my selection tool. And what I'll do is I'll go to object. And from here, I will go to path. And from here, I will go to the offset path option. And from here, I will just write -9. Okay, so I'll just write -9 and I'll just try to see a preview. Okay, so I can basically see a preview over here and I'll just click on OK. So here I have clicked on OK. So now from here again, I'll select the shape builder tool. Okay, so I'll just select the shape builder tool and here all these unnecessary parts, which I do have here, I can just use my alt key. Okay, so I can just remove the unnecessary parts. Okay, if I want to remove any unnecessary parts from here, I can actually remove those unnecessary parts. Okay, so here as you guys can see, I can just remove this part if I would want to remove. Okay, and I'll just try to remove this part as well. Okay, so I'll just try to remove this one over here and I'll just remove all this from here as well. Okay, I'll try to remove this thing. Okay, so I do have this one right now. So what I'll do is I'll come here and I can just place them accordingly. So I'll just place them according to myself. Okay, so as you guys can see, I will have this thing and I'll delete this one over here. Okay, so I'll just delete this and I can just cut this thing out. So I have deleted that one. And what I can do is I can just reconstruct it again. Okay, according to ourselves. Okay, so if I just want to give this thing a rotation, I can just give this thing a rotation the way I want. So if I want to put this thing kind of like this, I can put this thing kind of like this as well. Okay, if I want to put it here in the middle, I can put this one. And now what I can do is I can just bring this thing somewhere around here. And both of this thing, what I'll do is I'll just click here outside. And now I will just give this thing a rotation. Okay, so I'll just give this thing a rotation quite like this. Okay, so I'll just put this thing somewhere over here. And the same way I will position it here as well. Okay, so I'll just give this thing a rotation. And I will try to put this one somewhere over here. Okay, I will just put this somewhere over here. Okay, so I'll just put this thing, and yeah, now this thing looks quite good. And if I want to put any kind of text, so I'll just create a text box, or I'll just write text. Okay, so I'll just write text or brand name. Okay, so brand name over here. And what I can do is I can just highlight this. Okay, so I will just highlight this thing from there. And now I can just increase the size. So I'll just increase the size quite like this. Okay, and I can just position it here in the middle. Okay, so I'll just position it here in the middle, and I'll just delete this thing from here. And if I want to give some different colors, so I can just give different colors over here. Okay, if you just come here to this colors, okay, so you can just give this kind of color. Okay, so I'll just put this one and I'll click on OK, and I'll come here, and the same way I will just fill all these things up, okay, with different colors. So I hope you guys have understood this class of how you can actually work on with logo and how you can make your own. I'll just come to fill, and maybe I'll fill this one with a design kind of like this. Okay, so this is how you can actually work out with your logo, and you can make your own logo. So now I will just group all this thing up. Okay, so I'll just group this thing up, and what I can do is I will just decrease the size proportionally, and I'll just keep this thing somewhere on one side. Okay, so I'll just keep this thing somewhere in one side. I'll just go to my file option. Okay, and I'll go to place, and I do have some t-shirts, so I'll just put this one in a white t-shirt. So I do have it here, and I'll just put my image somewhere around there. And what I can do is I can just get my logo here in front. Okay, so what I can do is I'll just go back again, and now I will just click right, and I'll just go to arrange, and I'll just bring this thing to front. Okay, and now I can take this one, and it will be quite visible. Okay, so if I just zoom in here, you guys can basically see my logo on this particular t-shirt. Okay, if I want to put this here in the center, I can just put this thing here in the center as well. Or if I want to put this logo in one size, okay, so like small size here somewhere here, I can also do that. Okay, so if I just zoom in, okay, so if I just zoom in a little bit more, okay, so I'll just come up here on top. So this is how it will basically look. So I hope you guys have understood this class and how you can create your t-shirt logo design. So see you all in the next chapter. Till then, take care and goodbye, everyone.